Atlantis can be found just north of the tunnel as you're heading out of Superior up into Globe off of Highway 60, right in the middle of Devil's Canyon. It's a really interesting spot, and the rock is a little different than some of the other areas. You find a lot of edges and crimps and less pocketed than the other volcanic rock around. The area has been both abandoned and rediscovered over the years. I think that a lot of people feel that the pond essentially overshadows it as a sport area, but it does have some truly unique and fun climbs. The rock is actually generally pretty solid in a lot of areas, but then again, it's Queen Creek, so pull down, don't pull out. The Mangler is found up above the dam and had caught my eye multiple times. It was something that I really wanted to get on when I started really breaking into the 11s here in the area. With actually direct start a couple years back being the very first 11 I ever on-sighted, or maybe really flashed, since Mountain Project gives you so much information. That mono beta is pretty key. So many times coming down from either a day at the England Wall, or maybe I had gone up Trident again, checking out either Rachel's Route or Poseidon's Throne or some of the other various fun routes up there. I walked by this thing and thought, wow, that's a really cool arete. It's a really neat feature. Looks kind of blank down low, and it seems like it would be a pretty tough climb. This area, much like actually all of Atlantis, is riddled with abandoned mine paraphernalia, if you will. This in particular has almost a war-torn feel. The wall has big, huge cables hanging out of it, and it almost seems in spots that possibly it was dynamited or possibly like resurfaced, if you will, chiseled in a sense, more than just by water and time. There's a cement wall behind it that helps funnel the water down into the dam itself, and obviously there's a lot of man-made and man-constructed formations in a sense around here. So who knows if this is a manufactured route, or Mother Nature made it, or maybe a combo of the two. But it is striking, and it always looked fun, and boy oh boy did it not disappoint. It was as tough as I was thinking it was going to be and hoping it was. It does really get you right off the ground, and the first 3 bolts are pretty tough. When first setting the draws, I took it bolts 1, 2, and 3 I was able to get past, but just barely. So when I went for my pink point attempt, my second go, I was a bit doubtful that I would get it, but ultimately I did, and it proved to be pretty exciting. I was pretty stoked about it. I used some heel hook beta that I had thought might help me out. It was a little bit different in the end than what I thought I would do. Thought I'd get the heel and go up with the left to a decent in-cut crimp, but as it turned out, it basically helps me get my right foot up so I could get a high left and then lean in on that left, pull myself into the arete using my big toe and grab that in-cut crimp on the left-hand side. By no means was it over at that point in time. and getting through the rest of that section before coming up to this large rest here on this pinnacle-esque formation off the arete. It took a lot of effort. It was a very satisfactory rest spot, I must say. It doesn't fully let up. There is essentially one little short section of overhang, but the holds are very large and very in cut, and at that point the grade probably drops down into the 9 plus range. So you are done after this point right here, but there's still some fun climbing to go, and that's what really makes this thing neat. It's pretty sustained. There are other routes in the area, and many routes actually around here have a off and on, in a sense, difficulty eases off, difficulty eases off kind of thing to it. In fact, another route I did on the same day, Armed and Dangerous, has that aspect to it. No less satisfying, just a little bit different, and I always feel that these sustained routes kind of give you a little bit more of a accomplishment feel to it. But I must say that this was a fight, and a good one. I highly recommend it. As you can tell, the winds were really strong that day, which again added to almost this war-torn feel that I was not expecting to experience. I definitely was on a battlefield of sorts, with cables hanging around and winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour and birds making rather odd song calls. But nevertheless, it was great. It was satisfying. It definitely was a very fun route to do. Quite happy that I got the send, and I actually look forward to repeating it. There are, of course, those climbs that you fight really hard on. It takes time, it takes effort. You do them, and you almost feel like, well, that's done, that's over, I'm never getting on that again. But then there's others that, of course, are so fun that they become part of your circuit, and I think this is definitely one of those climbs. I think it's going to be part of my 11 circuit there at Atlantis. So hope you guys get a chance to get on this. I hope it's giving you a little bit of beta about the climb, and helped you out there in figuring out body position, things of that nature, in order to approach it. It really is fun. It's really a great climb, and it can be a bonus coming down from Little England Wall, or if you're just in the large pit there around the standards of Neptune and Grumpy After 8 and Schizophrenic Boulevard. Maybe you've been trying really hard on Smoking Guns, or maybe there's a crowd down there or something, you kind of want to get away. You can come up here to the upper part of the dam and check this thing out and take a ride on it.